Hello, and welcome to another episode of the Black Gay Perspective. Ooh, that clap was crucified. And I am introducing my co-host, Dante.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and trans, and everything in between. I'm trying to be inclusive. Work on my DEI.
I am shocked and amazed. And we have a new co-host. And tell us your name and what.
Hello, my name is Ocean, aka Bad Guy Ocean. Your favorite rapper, soon to be favorite rapper.
Okay.
Oh, you can rap?
Oh, absolutely.
I'm sucking a bad guy's
Oh, for
part.
real?
Yeah.
Oh, you trying to hop on the track?
I think she's talking about a different type of rap.
Oh.
I can rap. I can rap so well. So what have you been up to?
Surviving, eggs are like $10, so
Yeah.
there's that. But other than that, I'm just taking it day by day.
So, Ocean Bad Guy.
Yes.
How did you come up with
Ocean
that name?
Bad Guy. So when I was doing like the whole web reality thing, I just like became a bad guy, just like by default. And I guess it's because I like to speak my mind. I don't really like to bite my tongue. And I like to speak on things, so sometimes, I'm from the North. So people.
What's the North?
New York, Harlem to be exact. They take it as like confrontation sometimes. So like anytime it would just be like, they think I want to argue or something like that. It's just like this bad guy image, so I was like, okay. I couldn't do Ocean because when you go to like sign up for like an artist name, it can't be too many of a certain name. So I was like, okay, well what? Okay, Bad Guy Ocean. And then Ocean, because I've always liked that name. And then what the ocean represents, there's so many depths to it. It can be calm one time, be crazy the next time. There's sometimes it's shallows, there's some parts that's deep. And that's me.
Okay.
So bad Guy Ocean.
Okay.
Yeah.
What's your zodiac sign?
Scorpio.
Makes sense. That's a compliment.
Thank you. Scorpio. Halloween.
Oh, I'm dead on arrival. So we have some hot topics, y'all.
Yes.
So when we come back, we're going to bring you guys into the world of hot topics. So we'll be right back with the Black Gay Perspective.
This season on The House of Music.
Cheers to real life and reality.
Real life and reality. Yup.
Battery low.
Cause I've been trying
No artist should put out anything unmatched unreleased.
No, I love songs from my favorite artists that ain't was finished from the damn studio.
And that's
those
me
are
too.
my motherfucking favorite songs.
And that's definitely me too.
So it's just a part of the journey of as an artist. We have to not care and throw it out to the people.
Tell me the reason why you lie to me. Why you fell in love all the time? Why?
Put some sauce on it. Hold on.
Tell me the reason why you lie to me. Why you fell in love all the time? Why you painting skies of blue when you know that I've been trying to love you? You run from me. Oh, it ain't sweet.
I had like a really crazy upbringing, just from being child abused, it was a very crazy upbringing, molestation and stuff, But Lil Blue was kind of like what I would have at night. He was what all I had, it was like after 7 o'clock at night, my daddy turned into the villain of the house, you know what I'm saying? And then, and then it would just be chaoticness from 7 o'clock till it was time to go to school.
It's hard. It's hard to share. Like your craft with people that you feel like don't give a fuck about you. It's hard. So when you said that, I'm like, I gotta learn how to navigate that. and I'm alone, you know, and I feel alone. It is like, okay, you telling me that, but it's hard, you know, because I feel alone.
At the end of the day, that situation had nothing to do with nobody but me and Siani. And the fact that so many of y'all commented on it the way y'all did, and y'all drugged me for filth, and y'all created a narrative.
A reality show with all of us. Of course, it's going to get around. I remember what you talking about.
You brought it up to the people. Nobody else did. It doesn't matter. Shut the fuck up and let me talk, bro. Shut the fuck up.
Hey, so don't go to the hospital in your brain.
Didn't I say I wasn't going to argue with her because she's a whole woman?
Because I'm going to fight by mine. Yes, by all means.
I'm so sorry. I shouldn't have said anything about anybody. I'm so rude. Oh my God, I'm so sorry. I shouldn't have trusted you.
You're not going to disrespect everybody. No, you shouldn't be talking shit like you back in the
I'm the one who got you.
So I woke up and my pants was down and shit, and this motherfucker trying to eat my ass.
You okay, bro?
I woke up and he was eating my ass.
I woke up and you was on my dick. Like, I woke up your legs with an instant twine between them.
You ain't never put your leg between nobody's legs and then been like, yo, baby, are we gonna fuck or something like that. You have never done it. When did I say that? When the fuck did I say that? Hey, yo, boy, you must have swear the fuck down here. Bitch, you get dead. We'll both be dead in this bitch. No, that's like, bitch, like, I'm crazy for real. Like, bitch, like, no, like.
I was sober when all the shit started.
I don't think you was sober. I have to keep it. I don't just gotta be honest.
You told me you wasn't sober.
Okay, technically I wasn't sober, but I wasn't drunk.
Hello and welcome back to the Black Gay Perspective. I'm here with my co-host Ocean and Dante. And Dante, I have a question for you.
Yes.
You are a representative of Georgia, right?
I live in the great state of Georgia.
I do as well. They're banning trans women and trans men from competing in biological female sports.
Mm-hmm.
It's a lot. Like, what's your take on that? And then I'll tell you my take.
The Senate just passed SB 1 early February. The House already passed their version. So both bills are going to go to the other chamber, and if that version is passed, then whichever one makes it to the governor's desk will be signed into law. For the Democrats, I think really y'all should stop talking about this issue because it's really giving the Republicans a stronger argument. Even Gavin Newsom, who's a potential run for 2028 on the Democratic side, even he too has started to change his tune. But you would have to question why he's changing his tune, because in 2013, his state allows trans people to compete in female sports. But I think the Democrats are starting to see that this is not a winning topic. If you do want to talk about something like Ocean said, I would talk about those egg prices that are at $10. That's more of where the industry should be.
Okay, that's your job. Now tell me, with you being a black gay man, what's your take on it?
Well, personally, I don't think that trans should be competing in female sport. I've always, stayed true to that. I'm also open that I do think we need some type of league for people who are trans that want to play sports, because just because you are trans or people might consider you different, you might have a passion for sports. So I don't want to be that person to say you can't do something. I think we should still try to find some way to open doors and still keep the integrity of women's sports.
Okay, and Ocean, what's your take on it?
So as a black gay man who is a Democrat myself, I actually do. Overall, I do agree with Will. I don't think that trans females should be, participating with cisgendered females, and especially when it comes to like like high school sports. Now, since I totally agree on that way, I will say I see both sides. Before I say the obvious side, there was a side where during like the Paris Olympics when the two boxers, the female league, when they were going at it, and the rumor started that the girl who won was trans, and it was bullying her. Even like the opponent was feeding into it when she actually wasn't trans. She was a cisgendered female who just happened to have high testosterone levels. She had some kind of like illness or whatever. And, it did give her an advantage. But I see that side of it because people focus on just like, oh, well, if they're trans, and it's like, well, that's not entirely true because you do have some females that are naturally stronger than other females, and they're born female at birth. But the reason why I agree with it, because the other side of it, there was a story about a high school trans girl who won like a track meet, and what happened was before she transitioned, when she was a boy and she was on a boy league, everybody knows if you run track, the male versus like the female, the numbers for the male are always under, like they're shorter, versus like the females. So he would always come right up under like first place or like to like make it to like even like third place. He was good, but when it came to the numbers that the males have to run, he just wasn't quite getting it. He transitioned, and I think around like maybe like senior year, when it was time for the tournament, there was this girl, she was training really hard, she was projected to get first place for the first time, and the trans girl actually won, and parents were feeling away because they were like, okay, but where it becomes different, especially when you have kids in high school who aren't taking like, T blockers or anything or on any kind of medication, they do have an advantage because you can have a player who is on the boys team who is trash, but his numbers when it comes like if he was to play against a girl, it's gonna be higher.
Okay, so both of you can agree they only cry when they lose.
I can say that, okay. Yes, you only hear something if the females are losing. Okay. I think that's an honest statement.
I do agree. If a trans person has the body of the Rock against Heidi Klum, of course, that's just not right. But if the trans person has been on hormones, has been blocking their testosterone, building up their estrogen, and you know that I was born male. You've already had the conversation with your parents, with the coach, with the principal, and all that kind of stuff, so you know what you're getting into. And you say, yeah, I will compete, and you lose. You can't go and run to the GOP, the ABC, the EFG, or whomever. You can't do that. Mm-hmm. You just can't bite the apple twice. You can't have two bites at the apple. And I think that's what's happening. I think because when you're in high school and you're taking testosterone blockers and all that kind of stuff, you're not a male inside, if that makes sense. Mm-hmm. You have the parts, but sometimes they're not functioning. And I know we've all heard fully functioning trans girl and all that kind of stuff. Sometimes they're not functioning. So that also means that their strength is not of a man, of a male. So I'm not saying it's of the strength of a female, but it's not of Hulk Hogan anymore. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So Misha, personally, it's a double-edged sword. You know, they're only crying when they lose, but you know what you're getting into. I'm sure somebody has told you that this individual was born male. That's what trans means in this world. So you know who you're competing against. Why would I put Whitney Houston up against just a singer that's not up to par? Why would I do that?
But do any of y'all know if, like, when, let's say there's a trans girl that wants to be on the girls' soccer team, mm-hmm. Do y'all know if the girls that are on the soccer team and parents, do they get a say?
Yeah, they get a say.
Like if they said, like, do they say, hey, like, we want this person to be on the team.
I'm sure.
So I don't think that they are getting the same. I think, well, in some states, and I think that's what the argument is about. And I do agree. I think the only time people do say something is when the females are losing. But as a gay black person, and I don't want to help the Democratic Party, but if I was, I would not focus on this issue. I would focus more so making sure that trans people have access and protection to housing, job,
and damn AIDS.
I would focus on I would focus on those three things. Again, this is a losing topic. If you have not looked at the election that just happened, the country is now more center right. We already have a center country, but it's now moving more center right. You're going to push it further right if you keep going down this path.
Oh yeah, this was a hot topic,
yes,
and we could go on this topic on and on and on, but we have to take a break and pay our sponsors.
Yes, we got to pay Jamie.
We have to. So we'll be right back, y'all, with the Black Gay Perspective.
Thank you.
I will bust your head. So don't go to the hospital in your grave.
Didn't I say I wasn't going to argue with her because she's a whole woman?
Because I'm going to fight by mine. Yes, by all means.
I'm so sorry. I shouldn't have said anything about anybody. I'm so rude. Oh my God, I'm so sorry.
I'm not getting on no motherfucking train or bus. I don't over
And that's
train
fine.
station. No, I'm not sitting on no piss ass train. No,
but since that moment, we have not.
You got mad because of that? I don't give a fuck. I really don't.
At the end of the day,
you fake as fuck. You really fake as fuck.
That's fake, but I just got here to be honest about what I just said.
You really fake as fuck though. And you on drugs? Whoa, wow.
Yes. You ain't no guy to me. You could never gather on me. Not never. Not never. You not.
Hello and welcome back to the Black Gay Perspective. I'm here with Ocean and Dante, but we're going to see who's going to stay because this is going to be a hot topic. And we're going to put Dante in the hot seat.
Well, Misha's kicking everybody off the show. If you haven't noticed, we have a new guest every episode.
That's not true, y'all. I'm just a good Democrat trans girl.
And I thought it was the Republican that was scaring
people. Oh, since you brought that up.
Republican.
Speaking of Republican, Dante, answer a question for me. Why do you think more black gay men voted for Trump? Republican black gay men.
Well, I think a lot of people voted for Trump this cycle was mainly because of the state of the economy, immigration, and inflation. In the state of Georgia, I knocked on several hundred doors. The Georgia Young Republicans, we knocked over 600,000 doors just to get Trump, our state back. And just talking to people, I mean, the number one thing people kept talking about was the economy. That was really the bread and butter. I think this election cycle, black people or some gay people who voted for Trump the first time, or voted for a Republican the first time, will they do that in 2028? I doubt that. I think that was just this cycle. The Republican Party will have to continue to do work for outreach and to bring people into our party. But speaking for this election cycle, it was mainly the economy. That's all that people really cared about. No one cared about Trump personal life. Nobody cared about what Trump did with Stormy Daniels. Nobody cared about all the legal battles that was going on. What people cared about was the economy, people coming into our country, inflation, the way how the country was going, and sometimes people didn't even know if we had a president. And we really forgot about Vice President Harris until June 26th after that debate. So, I mean, everything was moving in Trump direction. Honestly, that assassination attempt, a lot of people want to say it was a conspiracy theory. That kind of solidified his win when you think about it. So again, I think people only voted for Trump was because of the economy. Will people do that again? I don't know. I will say Democrats should be very alarmed. Trump went from 2016, 8% black vote, 2016, 13% black vote, 2024, 20% black vote. That number is increasing. Black people, black males are leaving the Democratic Party, especially black males. And even the Democratic Party is aware of that. I'm not going to tell you what y'all do because I kind of want y'all to lose. In fairness.
Well, some of these black men that we are speaking of that are like leaving the Democratic Party, 9 times out of 10 are the same black men that don't even take care of their children. Let's start there. They don't pay their child support. And out of jail, they think they're going to get some free money. You know, somehow.
Because that's what I think it's about. I think it's about money.
Yeah.
And when I think about Trump, I do think Trump is a great businessman. Nobody in the room can doubt that. But I also think that, no pun, no shade, I think when black gay men look at trans women, they see a separation. Because that's basically all Trump's been saying. Trans, ban medication, ban school, ban black, ban artifacts, ban history, ban. It's not about gas prices. It's not about eggs. It's not about milk. It's not about cheese. It's not about butter. It's not about nothing that comes to our homes that we need every day. You know what I'm saying? It's about block. He's been saying, I'm going to give you back this much money if you have an American car. I'm going to give you this much money on your taxes. It's all about money to me. And that money doesn't get to us until he's going out of his term. We get the end result of all of that, you know? But as a black trans woman, I'm asking a black gay man, what made you vote for him? Is it the economy? Is it the ban on things that you don't represent or you do represent? What made you, as a Republican, go into the booth and say, okay, because you had a choice, just like all of us have a choice. What made you as a black gay man go into the booth and say, I want Trump to represent my country?
For me, it was the economy. And that's what a lot of people was focused on, the economy. No president or one man can give you everything that you want. Trump can never give me everything that I want. I have my criticisms against Trump. I'm also upset that Trump raised the deficit. I'm very conservative when we talk about our nation's deficit. He did add to it, so that's my critique there. But just to go back to why they did it this election cycle, it was because of the economy. Well, while Trump was president and then we got Joe Biden after it, we were in a very unique position in our country time. Why we were in a unique position? Because we were able to judge 2 presidencies back to back. People remember, and you don't even have to listen to us, news pundits, or just go read. People can go back and look at their bank accounts and see under Trump's presidency, they had more money in their pocket versus when Biden was the president. And that's nothing that nobody can tell. They just had more money to spend. A lot of people complain about Trump's tax plan, but you actually should go read Trump's tax plan and not listen to Con News Network. Because if you made over $11,400, Trump gave you a tax cut. Yes, he did give a tax cut to wealthy people, but a majority of Americans did get a tax cut. It's fair to say that people below $11,400 did not get a tax cut. That's a fair point. But majority of Americans, including black people, do make over $11,400. Another point that I do want to make, Ocean, that you hit on. So this is another reason why a lot of black people are leaving the Democratic Party, because every time that we mention black people leaving, the first thing they bring up, some people, handouts. They talk about money. They make black people seem that they are ignorant for making a decision.
Well, some of the black people that are making those decisions are ignorant. Some of those people that are voting, they can't even pass a high school grade history test.
They can't even. Let's go back. Let's roll it back. I'm speaking of black gay men. I'm speaking of trans people. Why did most black gay men vote for Trump? Not black people. I'm talking about specifically black gay men.
So it's the economy. Believe it or not, gay conservatives or black gay conservatives do not put LGBT at the forefront of our mind for every single thing. We are looking at the economy and issues that it is.
Okay, so with you saying that, What if me, Misha, you put it on my moniker? I didn't, you did. Everything that he is doing is attacking black, gay trans people because he's not focused on Lindsay over there, the little white trans girl. He's not focusing on her because it's probably 1 of her to 5 of me. So when he says trans, it knocks on my door because he's speaking about me. He's taking away my history. He's supposed to be taking away my DEI that he says that covers me. He's taking away everything that comes to me. Whether I call myself trans, he looks at me as a black gay man. He looks at me as a plague, and he's trying to get rid of the plague. So I ask you again, why did most black gay men vote for him? Is it because it just can't be the economy because nothing's changed? It's getting worse.
Well, there's no way. I know Trump went on stage and say, "I can do this the first day I get in office." I'm sorry. Well, I'm sorry. If you honestly believe that when he said that, then I have to call you literally stupid. I mean, the fact that Trump said I was going to get in there and I was going to resolve Ukraine on the first day, we knew he wasn't going to be able to do that, but we knew that it is possible. Some people literally take everything that he say to heart. We know it is going to take time, but again, the reason why people did vote for Trump was the economy. Not everybody, I don't sit and think about gay issues at the forefront. And when we talk about trans issues, we're not talking about trans adults. Notice that some of these laws that's being put in place is not talking about trans.
Because he's not giving them a chance to make adults. He's stopping them at 12. They can't even transition normally.
It's actually 18.
No, what I'm saying is, if, for instance, if I, Misha, if I was a great track star, just a great track star as a boy, and I'm trans inside, so at 12, I say, Mom, I say, Dad, I want to transition. I don't think that my transition has anything to do with the GOP, the Senate, the legislature, the executive branch. My transition has nothing to do with them. I should have that conversation with my mom and my dad. If we make a conscious decision that I am going to become a female at 12, at 15, I can no longer become a track star because I beat Jane over here that did not train but one day. And just because I used to be, or I used to identify as a male and I transitioned into a female, the president can tell my mom and dad to take me off this track team. So where does my dreams come to fruition? Where do I go? They don't have a trans volleyball, basketball. We don't have anything. We don't have anything but a damn wig and a damn cape. That's all we got. That's it. So where does my dream go? So since I'm trans and I take a testosterone blocker, my dreams stop once I swallow that pill? What do I do?
Well, based on the Georgia law, yeah, it would stop.
So I'm dead. And on that note, y'all, since I'm dead, on that note, would y'all please come back to the Black Gay Perspective and don't forget to like and subscribe.
And leave your comments. I actually enjoyed reading the comments too.
I don't.
I made some people cringeworthy and talking points. Keep leaving them. I actually love them. And hopefully you're doing your research too as well.
We'll be right back.
What makes my life real?
What makes my life real?
What make my life real?
What makes me a regular person?
Is the fact that I'm ubiquitous in this grind, so you cannot miss me.
I want to live, love, laugh, and learn just like the next person.
When you cut me, I bleed.
Making boss move.
I have feelings and emotions just like any other human being.
And that I work hard.
Being independent.
I've been through some things.
I've done the work that it takes to get where I am today.
I love a good look. I love a good outfit.
Living in my truth 24/7.
And I only speak reality, and I only speak truth.
And at the end of the day, I really just want to put people on.
We live just like anybody else.
That's what made my life real.
What makes my life relentless?
What makes my life relentless?
What makes my story relentless?
What makes my life story relentless?
What makes my life story relentless? Because no matter what chapter in my life,
I stand for good. I stand for people that are standing in the dark. My drive to actually be the change in the world that I want to see.
I take punch after punch.
To have a voice, to be heard, to be seen.
No matter how many rounds I go through in life, I have remained undefeated and self-made.
I create spaces by cultivating, motivating, and inspiring those around me.
And I still come out on top.
I'm still the champion.
We have a quick question before we roll into the next topic.
Okay.
As a Republican, a black Republican, and I'm going to take it out of gay, LGBT, I'm just going to say a black Republican, a black male like that. What are your thoughts on, because like you said, majority, there was a high number of black men that were leaving the Democratic Party to go over to Republican. What did you feel reading the headline of Trump trying to roll back laws in dealing with segregation?
So I did read the headlines on that, but actually his executive order, I did not get to that. So I don't want to speak too far into that. And I know it's
I know, and it's new. I know.
Yeah,
It's just,
and some of those headlines that they say is just a headline, like it just wants to grab your attention. But when you actually read it, it doesn't go as far as some people say. So in that regard, I would like to read it myself first to see what it is, because some of this language is very vague. And it will have to be challenged in court because it's to see how the government is trying to argue it out.
Yeah, because that would be pretty crazy.
Yeah, I mean,
but
I have no problem calling out any conservatives or Republican. I mean, I'm not a fan of
So call him out about blocking transgenders going to the military. Call him out. Call him out.
So Misha and I already had a conversation about this, and that's why she's so passionate. So yes, this is something that I do disagree with President Trump about. I do think if trans people want to serve in our military, they should be able to serve in our military. Hell, I think if anybody want to serve in our military, they should be. If anybody want to give their life for our country so we actually can enjoy these freedoms that a lot of other countries cannot, we should be able to allow that person to do it. Do I think the government should be paying for certain medical stuff? No, but if somebody wants to serve in our military, I personally don't think we should have any restrictions from stopping them to do that. I mean, that's a serious decision. Somebody could lose their life for wanting for me to go outside and put gas in my car or just walk my dog in the park.
What do you mean by certain? You don't want the government to pay for certain?
Well, like the medical, what
does that mean?
I mean, hopefully I don't offend anybody, but I when it comes to the transition, I see that more as a want. I don't myself see it as a need.
Wait, you got we got to dismantle that. What do you mean? Go deeper.
Well, I mean,
yeah, go deeper.
So,
put your condom on. Go to lube. Go deeper.
Well, I'm in a relationship, so we don't have to use condoms. So.
Oh, well, go deeper. Here go to lube. Go deeper. Go deeper.
Just like you, I kind of look at it like plastic surgery. You know, it's something that someone wants. It's not something that you need. I don't think the government should be paying for, excessive amount of the treatment that trans people go through. And I've not been through the treatment, so you can correct me if I'm wrong.
I'm about to.
But I don't think the government should be paying for that. I think if that's something that you want to do with your body, you should be able to do whatever you want with your body. You can use the means to take care of that.
So you saying it's okay for me to go out there and get on the front lines with my AK-47?
Yes.
But it's not okay.
If you can carry me. Well, I don't know, Misha. You look like you can carry it. Can you shoot? We know you catch.
So it's okay for me to get on the front lines for you to have the right to go put gas in your car, for you to walk to the store when you want to, whatever you want to do. But it's not okay for the government, while I'm serving the country, it's okay for them to provide medicine for John who got shot, but it's not okay for me to get a hormone shot, but we're doing the same job, we under the same rules, we under the same roof, basically. I'm fighting for this country, he's fighting for this country. He ends up getting shot. So they have to give him medicine to get well, but I need a shot to make me well. So what's the difference?
Well, the difference is John was shot. That's the main difference right there. Just to go off your comparison, and we're talking about shots. I mean, are we going to get somebody who wants a BBL surgery? I mean,
no, we're not going to be excessive now. We're not going to be excessive.
I'm not trying to be excessive, but I mean, that's kind of that's how some people do look at it, and I do kind of look at it that way. Hopefully, I'm not trying to offend anybody or upset anybody or make anybody, grab their pearls, but I kind of do see it as more so a want. Ocean, Misha's already cussed me on her hair. What's your thoughts?
I'm trying to get the logic of it's okay for John and Misha to fight side by side. I'm a trans woman, and I get a cut. The government pays for the Band-Aid. The government pays for the gauze that he gets. So why can't the government pay for my transition? A transition is not a want. A transition is a need. If I don't say this, I used to say this, I don't say this anymore because that sounds psychotic. But some people still feel that their transition, they're a boy outside, but there's a woman trapped inside of them. So they need that testosterone blocker. They need that estrogen shot for that to not be so prevalent inside of them that it does. You may grow breasts. You may get lighter face hair, whatever the sum of whatever comes out of it comes out of. But we're doing the same job. We're doing the same thing. I'm carrying an AK-47. He's doing the same thing. So why is my basic needs not met and his basic needs are met?
So your basic needs in your scenario would be met because if you and John too both were shot, y'all would get the same type of treatment and care. Now, if you're talking about an a la carte where we are now adding other stuff on there, that's going to be a little bit different because if a female just say, hey, I need this care because I want to make my butt bigger, I mean, is it the government responsibility to pay for that? Or if a female decides, or a male decides that I want to go through whatever form of plastic surgery.
Maybe I used the wrong analogy.
Because we can't, at least for me, I would not compare a trans person that want to transition to a gay person in the military who needs HIV medication. I would not compare those two things because one is a little bit more, one is serious. The trans thing, that too is serious, and I'm not trying to make it seem like it's not serious.
Yes, you are.
I see it as a want. I do see it as a want.
Okay, so I think when it comes to some gay men, they think that we do this for a look. I think you think, Dante, that a hormone shot or a hormone pill is a look. It's not a look. It's a chronic problem. You never get over this. It's a chronic problem. It's from birth unto death for me because I've never looked at anything else besides me, nothing else. My name is Jamar. I've never looked at Jamar. I've never paid attention to Jamar. The only time I know that I'm Jamar when I go in the bathroom, and you know what? I tuck her between my legs and I sit down. So it's not just a want for me, it's a need for me. Now that's for me speaking for my temple. When I go into any public space, I don't go into that I don't separate gay, trans, black, man, female. I don't separate that because I carry all that with me into that public space. And that's what some people can do. I can't do that. I can't play both parts. I can't separate black from gay. I can't separate that. It's all together for me. When I walk into a building, I walk into a building as Misha, as a black trans woman. You get what I'm saying? So when you have the right to deny me a hormone shot, I want to know why. If you feel the need to say, I don't need a hormone shot, I need to know why because I'm trying to explain to you it's not a want, it's a need. And I don't think you can understand it unless you're in my shoes. But I'm trying to give you the oohs and the ahs of the background of the song. It's not a want, it's a need. And if you don't give it to me, I go into dysmorphia, I go into wanting to kill myself, I go into depression. It's a domino effect that goes down if I don't get it, if that makes sense.
No.
You know what I'm saying? So me going into my job, I make sure when they show me my insurance, what covers trans medical, what covers trans issues, what I have to know that. So if Geico doesn't do it, I have to go to Progressive because somebody's going to do it, or I just won't have insurance. You get what I'm saying?
No, I do.
So when I go into the military, even though I'm doing a quote unquote masculine job with this AK-47, I still need to know, did you take your shot today? Did you take your pill today? You know what I'm saying? I still have to feel that need. I still have to feel that need for Nisha. Now you talk to another trans girl, she might have a whole nother, you know, but for me. And I that's why I can't understand why, going to the other topic, I can't understand why you want to block these things for children. These children will kill themselves. These children will go into depression. These children are not looking at Jeff in the mirror. They're looking at Jessica in the mirror. And who are you to tell? First we were saying parents parent your kids. Now the president, the GOP, the state can tell my parents what to do with me or what to not do with me. And I don't think that's fair.
So that's twice, I believe, or 3 times you said the GOP. I just want to let everybody know, going back to our first segment, there was 2 Democratic senators that did vote for SB 1. So it was technically bipartisan. So,
but you get what I'm saying.
No, I do get what you did say a lot.
It's like this. If I know Dante likes spaghetti, why would I come in and say, Dante, okay, so like that. Dante, they banned you from eating spaghetti. You can no longer go in no store in your state unless you do it under the table and get spaghetti. How would you feel?
Well, I personally don't like the government to tell me anything. I think we should have limited government.
First of all.
That's my conservative belief. But one thing, so to go back to the trans medical topic, there is no research to support that that's beneficial. There has not been. And a lot of the leading
for the people that were tested.
For the people
that were tested.
Because there was a survey, so you're actually right. It was not the general population, so you're correct there. But I will say there's not research to support that it has been beneficial. And a lot of the leading American medical professionals that was once following Europe's lead, even Europe has now turned their heads from it because there's not a lot of research. So we're asking the government to put money into something where we don't even know what's the long-term effect to it. I mean, honestly, I think if you need the medical care, I think the medical providers should list it. I think we should have a lot of healthcare companies so people can, the free market system, you can choose whatever is best for you. But the government paying for that, I see it as a want. And hopefully that didn't upset any of our audience.
Honey, if it did, when y'all comment and subscribe and y'all send a comment, put his name under it because you see what he said.
Yes.
I'm sorry, Ocean, we didn't even give you
I was listening to you.
I'm sorry.
She had a speech ready.
I did.
Listen, she said, you're not going to keep playing.
You're not going to keep playing by my shots and my pills.
She said,
I want my shots and my pills. But we'll come back to Ocean. Do you have anything to say?
I mean, when it comes to that, like y'all both made some good points.
We both?
Yeah, y'all both made some good points.
Oh well.
But I will say, the only reason why I'm for it is because I mean we got housewives in Buckhead that the government is easily paying for their Xanax and these different kind of things. For one, there should be no problem with our government taking it. First of all, the first problem, especially with healthcare in America, is like it's a great country, but we hate to take care of our people, like actually take care of them. And when it comes to our people that are serving in the military, that is a benefit. Healthcare, whether it's cosmetic, whether it is something that they need, hell, even if it's something that they want, they should get it. They're literally especially the people that are on the front line, putting their lives.
That's why I kept on stressing.
Front
line.
On the front line.
Can I ask y'all one more question before we go to commercial?
I mean, so do you agree with Trump's with him moving forward with the ban? Interesting. Wow. Okay. Wow. Can we put the Banner Ocean bad guy Republican there too?
Because they're playing with him so much.
But see, I'm always the type of person
I won't
where
come to your ocean. Because I'm going to the lake over here, honey.
Even me being a Democrat, I am not. So I don't look at just like the person. I look at everything. Like, okay, like what are you going to do? Because there are some things that Trump has done that is trash. However, there's also been some
Yeah,
things like
that's true.
Okay, but the same
I can
thing
go
with
with it,
Biden.
right.
It was like some things he did good. Some
Can I
things,
ask y'all a
you know.
question? And y'all could be honest, it won't hurt my feelings. I'm gonna ask you first, Ocean, I'm gonna ask you the same question. Do you think that trans is a choice?
I don't. I believe that some people actually do. It is a psychological thing with certain people. Like you said, some people need that medication psychologically because you could have somebody who, when they look in a mirror, they see a female. They do not see what, and that's something that I know. I'm not trans, but that's something that I don't understand. Just like you'll have somebody who's on depression medication.
Right.
I don't understand them needing to take. I don't get in my mental doesn't get to that stage to where I would need to, you know, or I have anxiety. There's some people that have really bad anxiety to the point to where they can't breathe and stuff like that. I would never know, you know, what that life. So I try to be a little open-minded when it comes to that,
So
because it's something that I'll never know.
So we can agree that's a I feel sorry for you, no.
What?
What you just, all that you just said, I'm compassionate to your
Oh yeah,
trans-
no, I don't
okay.
feel like it's I don't feel like it's a choice. I mean, it may be a choice for some people, but some people I actually feel like it is a psychological thing. They can see it from birth. They look in the mirror, they feel like they're a girl.
Okay. Dante?
I hate to be the bad guy, but I do feel like it's a choice. I mean, I feel like being gay is also a choice too. What I don't have a choice about is my skin color.
And on that note, we'll be right back with the
He ate that.
It's okay for you to be around a feminine guy, but it's so hard for you to be around a trans person. What's the difference?
It's just, if you cross that line for me, I've already owned being the fact when you're in prison, you ain't got no choice but to do what the fuck you gonna do. They're gonna call you whatever the fuck they wanna call you. So what the fuck are you gonna do?
Hold on, let me finish what I'm saying. Hold on, I've been letting everybody talk. Let me finish what I'm saying.
Welcome back to the Black Gay Perspective with Ocean and Dante.
Hello, 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 hello.
So what did y'all sum up from these hot topics? Ocean?
Whew.
Yeah.
Yes. Hot.
You found out you like the masculine bottoms, don't you?
I had fun. it's been great. How about y'all? Are you gonna transition over to the
I think I'm gonna be a masculine bottom. I think I'm going to go out and represent all the masculine bottoms in the world, especially in the military.
So you can run for public office?
I'm going to.
There we go. There we go. Just be like that senator from Delaware?
I don't know, but I'm gonna go.
No, what did I learn today? I mean, I feel like I learn something new all the time, every time I talk to Misha. But as I always say on every episode, that is very important. Please get out there and get involved in your local politics. Get involved at the state level. Be aware of the judges that's running, the sheriffs that's running. Be active. You have to start at the local level if you're trying to get all the way up to the federal level. Please go read these bills. Side note, a lot of these politicians who do voting on these bills don't read the bills, so it's best to actually read the bills for yourself. Georgia's legislation session, we're still in it, so you can go talk to your local representative and give them a piece of your mind. But do it in a civil manner.
Yeah,
no January 6th stuff.
No, don't protest in anger or protest with words only. And y'all come
Protest
back.
in peace.
Y'all come back to the Black Gay Perspective.
Thank you.
Don't forget to like, subscribe, and comment.
It's real life. It's real life. What you gotta say, ain't no games being Relatable.